Hey, what is up everyone? Welcome back to another video, and today I'm going to be taking a look at something a little bit new and a little bit exciting. So are you a Mecha fan? Love both Gundam and Transformers and kind of wish there was something a little bit in between, especially a plastic model? Well, me too. And pretty much the other day I was flipping through Instagram and I saw these awesome models by Flame Toys, which are essentially like a GUNPLA kit, but they're Transformers with an absolutely awesome style. Anyway, they were nice enough to send me on this big box full of them so we can take a look at them. Of course, I will put a link to their Instagram account down there in the description, so make sure to follow those guys. But for now, let's check these out. So these are the guys that they sent me right here, and of course you can see on the side there, they're all model kits, which I can't wait to build. And of course what we've got is Optimus Prime Attack Mode, Nemesis Prime Attack Mode, and Starscream. So let's take a quick look at the front of each box. So the first one right there is Optimus Prime, and as you can see from the box art, it looks savage, absolutely awesome. This is the one I'm going to be taking a look at today, so I'll put this to the side and we'll just take a look at the box art on the other two. So there is Nemesis Prime, so of course this is basically a recolor of the Optimus Prime in black. So that looks so cool as well. And the next one then, of course, is Starscream, and this is their most recent release. So I'm going to try and get this one built and reviewed pretty quickly too after the Optimus. So that looks awesome. I'll flip that around to the back so you can get a kind of gist of what the model kit will look like. And that looks absolutely awesome. I can't wait to get these built. But anyway, first up is Optimus. So this is something I am really excited about. I've always meant to transition into doing some Transformers reviews, but never really got around to it. And it might actually give away how old I am to mention that I did have Generation 1 Transformers when I was a kid. So like I mentioned, I have always meant to move into some Transformers reviews, but cool looking Transformers are kind of rare, I feel. Besides the masterpieces, there isn't really a whole lot out there, and a model kit is right up my alley, so I can't wait to see this. So once again, the box art on this is awesome. It runs around onto the side there. There's nothing really much on this side. There's kind of an abridged version of the box art for if it's stacked on a shelf, and around on the back we get to see just exactly what we're going to be getting in here. Now this right here is not your standard Optimus Prime. It has a real super robot or Gundam-esque vibe about it, which I really dig, and I can't wait to see what it's like. It is cast in color. How accurate it will be and all that, I'm not sure yet, but I'm excited to see. Let's bust it open. So first, opening up the top of the box, and that is what we're greeted with inside. That is the manual that is packaged separately. So there is the front of the back, and that is a lot of stickers. I guess we'll see how that pans out later on. Inside the manual, it seems pretty self-explanatory. There is the parts list. It's in full color, and the assembly seems pretty simple. And if you build GUNPLA, it looks pretty much like what you would have seen multiple times before. The joints look a little bit different. I'm kind of curious as to how they'll work out. Inside the box then, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 bags of runners. Man, that is a lot of plastic in such a small box. So there is the first runner in the box. This is runner A in a dark navy blue. Down in the tab there we can see Flame Toys, Optimus Prime, Attack Mode A. And it is worth noticing, and I forgot to mention it already, this is officially licensed by Hasbro, which is pretty awesome. And as you can see there, it's from this year, 2018. And so far, the mold on these guys looks pretty much perfect. It may not really show up there so much, but it has a bit of a matte or fuzzy-ish finish. But all in all, looking pretty damn cool so far. Next then is runner B in a black. Pretty much what we've got on here is the weapons. And here is where we can see those big, massive red stickers stick on. They go on the blades of the axe there. Personally, I think I could live with them just in black, honestly. But of course, as usual, the best option is to paint them. But to those of you who do paint your models and know a lot more about that than me, it doesn't say it on the runner itself, but all of this kit is made out of ABS plastic. I know some people don't like that because it has some issues with paint, but as for the ins and outs of that, I am no expert at all. Runner C in an absolutely killer shade of red. And these are some of the main parts, so getting in close there, we can see that there is a lot of nice panel lining on here, so we will be able to bring out the detail on that pretty easily. Looking so good so far. Runner D1 then is in a light grey. On here, we've got his face looking great. A lot of nice detailed spine parts, some vents. All in all, again, the detail looks so good. As well as D1, we've also got D2. We've got some inner parts of the wheels, among other things, and that's something I'll mention here that I didn't mention yet, I don't think. Even though these are Transformers, they don't transform, so that may be a turn off for you, not for me. But yeah, even though it's got wheels, you don't get to turn it into a truck. Runner E1, once again in that dark navy blue. It might look a little bit light on the camera because I have to turn up the brightness a bit for these darker colors, but it is a nice dark navy blue. We've got some parts of the legs there. Runner E2 in that black again, and just like, say, a high-grade Gundam, this looks like the part that will be attaching the shoulders. So I think there's going to be some design aspects that are shared with GUNPLA, so that'll be interesting to compare and contrast. And we've got 2 of those in here. Moving on to F1, and this really shows how little I do know about plastic, because these are apparently ABS too, but these feel like, as well as look like, polycaps. So I would assume polycaps are polystyrene, but apparently these are ABS as well. We've got 2 of those, and again, that is flexible, rubbery plastic. Runner E3 is the tires. Last of the runners then in here is Runner F3, and this is in a very nice clear blue. So that is the windscreen sections of the chest, as well as the eyes up here. So far looking good. It's got some nice clear parts in here. Lastly then is that huge sheet of foils. So a lot of this you don't necessarily need to use, so it's not as bad as I originally thought. The red ones, of course, are for the blades of the axe. Those grey ones there, you see they have lines running through them that might be a little bit hard to see, but those are for the venti parts on there. I'm pretty sure you could get the same kind of effect just by panel lining them properly, instead of having to use a big sticker like this. But we do have 2 versions of Optimus. The other one, of course, being Nemesis Prime. So maybe I can use stickers on one, try and panel line and detail up the other, just to show what you can get by doing what out of this. But speaking of which, screw it. Let's just unbox them all in this video instead of splitting it up. So next up, Nemesis Prime. Honestly, I'm extremely hyped to get these built, so what the hell? Let's get them all out of the box in one go. So there is the box art, again looking absolutely fantastic. Around on the back then, we've got some images of what it will look like out of the box. So if you like your mecha or your robots dark and awesome, this might be the one for you. Looking so good so far, and I'm pretty sure it's going to be exactly the same mold as the Optimus Prime, so let's bust through this one fairly quickly. Open her up. First off in here is the manual, and wait, around here there is no stickers in this one. Oh, that's interesting. Maybe they're inside. Let's open this up some more. So, they're inside, okay. So there we go, they're the same stickers, but this time around, they're in a slightly different coloring. Blue for the blades, silver for those venti sections. As for the manual, it's pretty much exactly what we saw before, as you would expect. Let's take a very, very quick run through the runners. So A, which was a dark navy blue for Optimus, is in black. B, which was in black, is in black. C, which was red, is, black. D, which was in a light grey for Optimus, this time around is actually in an even lighter grey, or should I say a metallic injection grey, so a kind of silver. E1, which was navy blue, is in black. E2, which was a light grey, once again is in a metallic injection silver. D2 is in exactly the same color. Those rubbery polycap-ish runners, those are in black. The tires in black. And finally, the clear parts in here are in an awesome ruby red. So if black, silver, and blood red are your colors of choice, maybe the Nemesis Prime is for you. And what the hell, let's get Starscream out of the box as well. There is a quick look at the box art, and once again, this looks so good. I really love the style they've taken with these Transformers. They look so cool. Flipping around to the back, there is what Starscream will look like out of the box. And once again, the style of these is so cool. There is what it will look like without any extra work put into it. Pretty cool. But of course, like with a lot of model kits, when you put that little bit of extra in, you get so much more out of it. Let's flip that over and bust it out. On the inside, once again, we're greeted to the manual first. There is the front. Around here on the back, we do have more stickers. These seem to be some white and red ones, the largest ones anyway, so I guess they're from up on the wings there, I assume. But anyway, let's open this up for a quick look. Inside here, once again, we've got that parts list up here. The build seems very similar to a high-grade GUNPLA. Even the shoulder parts up there, the way the torso goes together. How about the shoulder joints? Pretty similar looking. And once again, if you have built GUNPLA before, something like this should be pretty much exactly what you're accustomed to. Of course, if you have any questions about this or anything you'd like me to talk about in the actual review for this or the Optimus or the Nemesis, let me know and I'll address them in the review. This particular kit doesn't seem as heavy on parts. And as for the runners, there is Runner A in that quintessential Starscream baby blue. I'm not sure how this is showing up on camera, but this is the absolute perfect Starscream blue from its arms and legs. That is so perfect. Once again, up here we have Flame Toys, Starscream A1, 2018 Hasbro made in China. There is runner A2 again in that blue, and I didn't mention it on the last one, but these are glossy. I didn't find the parts were as glossy on the Optimus. I'm not particularly sure. I don't think they were, but this looks like he's going to be one shiny boy. Next up then is runner B in a very, very light gray, and I will mention here that the Decepticons logo is molded into the wing there. That looks so good. That will make it really easy to paint and make sure that you don't have to use the stickers. And also on this runner as well, we've got Starscream's resting bitch face. Looking great. And funnily enough about that, we've got two of this particular runner, so I guess that means we've got an extra face in here. Runner C is in an extremely dark grey. If you build a lot of GUNPLA, especially high-grade GUNPLA, you'd recognize that style of waist there, so once again, this is going to be very similar to that. And speaking of which, runner C2 is in a color I can only describe as Gundam Joint Grey. And we don't just get one of these, we get two. So far we've got 3 different shades of grey in here. That's pretty cool. Runner D1 and D2, again it says it's ABS, but it feels like polycaps to me. And that is essentially what these right here are. Runner E is in a killer shade of red that is slightly dialed towards orange. So this is going to make an extreme contrast with that blue. Can't wait to see it put together. Runner F there seems to be in the same colors as the wings we saw already. I see some of the waist on there. Let's take a quick look at the instructions, see what kind of joint we've gotten here. From what I can see here, it seems to be 2 ball and socket joints. One up at the torso and one down here at the waist. So that's a double ball joint. That could go either one of 2 ways. It could be quite good or it could be bad. I'm hoping it's quite good. And the last runner then in here is runner D3. This is all the clear parts, so we've got quite a few. They look very nice. But one interesting aspect is the section for the eyes on here has been painted for you on the runner, so that's pretty cool. Instead of just casting it on a separate runner in red, they've just painted it up for you. That's pretty cool. So that is it for the quick unboxing. I didn't intend to unbox them all. I was just going to go with Optimus. But because I have unboxed them all, I'm just going to outright build them all. I'm so excited to see what they look like. So I'm going to get them all finished around the same time. So I'm going to leave it up to you guys. What review do you want to see first? Do you want to see the Optimus Prime, the Nemesis Prime, or the Starscream? I'll throw a poll up there. Click on the one you want to see first, and I'll make sure to review that one as soon as possible. As always, thank you very much for watching. If you've got Instagram, make sure to go over to Flame Toys and follow them. They've got very few followers and I think they deserve a whole lot more. And of course, as usual, if you want to see more model kit reviews, you know where to find them. And as always, I'll see you next time.